Sierra Nevada. This mountain range runs 400 miles north to south and reaches 14,505 feet at the peak of Mount Whitney. Sierra is home to the 3 national parks and the largest alpine lake in North America, Lake Tahoe. Due to its sheer size, Sierra casts a rain shadow, which greatly affects the climate and ecology of the states to the east, and largely responsible for Nevada being the driest state of the United States. And it is here, in the eastern Sierras, in 1859, William Bodey discovered substantial deposits of gold and silver. Unfortunately, he didn't profit from his discovery, because he died just 3 months later in a blizzard trying to make a supply run. He also didn't get to see the rise and fall of one of the largest California gold rush boomtowns, named in his honor. Today I'm going to visit this town, and I'd like to take you along. Are you ready? Then saddle up. California Highway 395 is taking me north from a little town of Levining along the shore of the Mono Lake. Here it is on the right, covered in the morning mist. Mono Lake formed 760,000 years ago, and today is an important part of the region's ecosystem, providing critical habitat for 2 million annual migratory birds that feed on the brine shrimp and alkali flies. A lot of tourists traveling along the scenic highway are blasting right through, not knowing that only 13 miles from this highway lays a page of America's Wild West history, frozen in time. Route 270, also known as the Bodie Road, is mostly paved, but beyond this sign asphalt ends and a Wild West begins. This is my second visit here. I like to come here first thing in the morning, when the place is empty. I just sit somewhere on a bench and listen to the silence. Just you, the wind, and the ghosts of Bodie. Mental time machine that takes you to the streets of once booming town. Unfortunately, only 5% of the buildings have survived to our days. The town have suffered from 2 major fires. The last one happened in 1932 when a little boy playing with matches started the fire that burned all but 5% of the town. Later he was known as Bodie Bill or Firebug of Bodie. The town began in 1859 from a small mining camp of 20, but already by 1880 it grew to a town of 10,000 residents. Town had everything: wealthy families, a Wells Fargo bank, school, 4 fire stations, hotels, many restaurants, a few newspapers, jail, and 2 churches. But there was another dark side of the town that made Bodie well known far and wide. Robbers and gunfighters, prostitutes, opium dens, red light district, and 65 saloons, which most of them were open 24 hours a day. Combination of drugs and alcohol with predominantly gun-wearing male population who is often volatile and deadly. Bodie residents even had to say, "Do you have a man for breakfast?" which meant, "Was anyone killed last night?" Bodie had some reputation those days. This is Miners' Union Hall. Here they had meetings and other cultural events. But today there's a small museum here where you can see some personal belongings residents of Bodie left behind. Climate here is pretty harsh. During short summer months, the temperature can reach 80 to 90 degrees by day and drop to a freezing mark by nightfall. Winds up to 100 miles an hour is very common here. Winters are long and brutal, with temperatures fall to 30 below and snow up to 16 to 20 feet. Catholics and Protestants had a race who opens the first church in Bodie. Catholics won that race, but in the long run, the Methodist Church is still here. Take a look around. Not a single tree. The town sits at elevation of 8,400 feet and it's above the tree line. Everything had to be brought here, from lumber and firewood to needles and pins. Easy gold was quickly exhausted, and after that, gold mining here in Bodie was done by using industrial methods. Stamp mills, 9 of them to be exact, processed gold-bearing ore using mercury and later cyanide extraction. Mills were open for business 24 hours a day, 6 days a week, and sound of those stamp mills was heard 3 miles away. The only one standard mill has survived to our days, and you can book a guided tour there to see it. This is the Red Cloud mine. The only things survived here are the miners' cages and hoisting equipment. Most of the machinery was working on steam power. Here's the boiler. Can you imagine how much firewood they had to bring here to feed all those machines? A group of French tourists came here on the Harleys. My first visit here was also on the back of the Harley. The 3 miles of this hard-packed gravel washboard road is okay on a cruiser, but on the adventure bike it's a pure pleasure. It's time for me to leave. I'm heading for Las Vegas, which is about 350 miles ride in 100+ degrees desert. just the Bodie road. By the way, back in the 1800s, this was the toll road.